quite frequently, with Morgesh and Revenant, and maybe FaZe every now and then getting through. But nope, Arctic Wolves, they're going to ban out Morgesh. Taurino just said, why'd you do that, man? I wanted to get Morgesh. Now I have to play another hero.
Survivor wanted more kills. Taurino was securing all of the kills the last game. Team Spectre here, their first pickup. Do you go for a carry right off the bat, or do you pick up a support right off the bat? I mean, do you take FaZe? FaZe is open. Let's get FaZe and just deny them that. Looks like they're going to pick up Revenant first.
I was going to say, I think Revenant is going to be a very high priority pick for these teams. But I was surprised that Decker wasn't picked. Okay, yeah, Arctic was, they get Decker for themselves, and they get Rampage. The tried and true 1-2 with the Stasis Bomb into Boulder or vice versa. So that is a combo that has a good power throughout the course of the match during the laning phase. It's just, if one stun lands, the other one's going to really great pickoff potential, really great ability to isolate anyone caught out of position. Good to first pickups. And I think Team Spectre putting more priority on a Revenant over Decker. They're really going to have to bring a little bit more control to the table to deal with this Decker pickup. And already that's exactly what they're going to be doing here. They pick up Sevarog for their jungler. So they're going to have the roots, the snare, the knock-up, all of the things that Sevarog brings to the table, and I like that pickup. I'm glad they didn't go Grux. I thought Sevarog would have been a much more ideal pick.
Yeah, I think Sevarog is definitely the better choice. Better initiation, bigger, stronger, faster front line there. And then they're going to be going into Howitzer, putting Itchy Hardic back onto Howitzer. Shane,
good.
Is, like you said, his gameplay, that combo, the landmine into the Make It Rain, really good combo that I'm going to say he has perfected. He got it 4 or 5 times, which we have not seen from a Howitzer in a while, which means we've got support jungle picked up over on the side of Arctic Wolves. Are we going to see offlane picked up? Do we see another Gideon gameplay with Morgesh being banned? They're going to pick up a Kwong for their offlane and Twin Blast Sparrow for their carry, but I want to know who their mid lane is going to be.
They have options.
Oh, I got to wait. I got to wait here. They're going to pick up the Twin Blast.
I was going to say Twin Blast was pretty much the go-to carry. No surprises there. I don't really expect to see much Sparrow that often, unless it's maybe,
Sparrow phase.
I was going to say iCamera, but I'm like, ECU.
Ew, gross.
Congratulations to Think Twice, by the way. Shout out to them. They qualified in a spectacular series against Toronto Esports, and they are the second team going over North Carolina. So,
it does actually look like Synergy had some issues with passports and whatnot. So actually, Toronto is going well. So both Toronto and Think Twice will be in the EU. It does look like FaZe and Fung Mao are going to be picked up over on the side of Team Spectre. And Gideon, we get to see more Gideon gameplay. I'm very excited about this. I love Gideon. Taurino was it Taurino? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it not Taurino that we saw play Gideon? We were just blown away by his Gideon play back in Agora's Rising 2 or 3.
I'm trying to remember if it was.
I thought Taurino was
carry back then. Taurino was carry back then, I'm pretty sure. He played like the mid Murdoch. He actually is still trying to play mid Murdoch, but I'm trying to remember. I don't quite recall. I know the Gideon that comes to the biggest breakout Gideon play we saw was Involve, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember his Gideon play was just like the best of Legacy, but it entirely could have been
both solid lineups. I know I kind of threw it back there, but we got 2 really solid lineups here. We've got that FaZe support. FaZe and Feng Mao synergize really well together because Feng Mao, he does with attack speed. You get that ultimate onto Feng Mao, he can just do, or Feng Mao, he can do a ton of damage here. So really good drafts from both of these teams. I gotta say, I like the CC coming out of Arctic Wolves though. You've got that stun into a tether, into a 450 pull. I mean, they've got a lot of control over on the side of Arctic Wolves. We're going to be jumping into this match, guys. I know I'm ready. Shane, are you ready?
Very, very ready, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 between Spectre and Arctic Wolves. Arctic Wolves, they have the 1-up over their opponent, 1-0 favoring them. Spectre put up a good fight, and we're going to have to see if they're going to be able to bounce back and bring this series all the way to the game number 3. But they have a long road ahead of them if they want to get there. Arctic Wolves, man, we've been a fan of that brand for a long time, and to see them move on would be a great statement They're going to have a lot of teams to go through. There's still yet a lot of teams and a lot of matches to be played here until we get to tomorrow's championship day, the semifinals and the finals, to see which two teams are going to be going over to North Carolina to face Think Twice and Toronto Esports. But I'm going to be keeping an eye on Taurino's Gideon play here, Notch. It's any Gideon I'm going to keep an eye on, just because we haven't seen that much of him. We're going to have to look at him, see what Taurino is able to do, and more specifically, I think, see if there's any stylistic differences between Nazgul, who we just saw, or if Taurino is going to have a different play style, maybe being more aggressive, more passive. Only time will tell.
Yep, so both of these teams, there are, look at the orange wards, Shane. Look at all of the wards on the side of Team Spectre's jungle. They've got wards at the Amber Link. They've got wards at the green buff, and they've got wards at the stairs leading into the jungle. They've got all the eyes on Faded Ren if they want to get aggressive here. We are going to see a pretty traditional lane setup. Howitzer, Gideon mid. Kwong is going to be facing off a Revenant and FaZe combo. And then Decker Twin Blast against Feng Mao. We need to see a little bit more out of Colombian Gamer this game, Shane. A little bit more aggression, a little bit more rotation of team fights. Last game, like you said, he really wasn't that much of an impact. And hopefully he can change that up this particular round.
Feng Mao is a little bit more of a... Kwong is a I start fights, good in, big initiation. Feng Mao, he's very good at killing carries. He's really good at it. And also, once he hits level 5 or level 8, he has 1v2 potential. Very good split pusher, just very extraordinarily well-rounded with a specialization in taking out carries throughout the course of the game. Conversion Shield allows him to tank up a significant amount of damage. And of course, the Reaping Dash, being on a relatively low cooldown, enables him to get in, get out of any situation as he so sees fit. But Colombian Gamer, I think, with this game having a little bit more contemporary laning configuration on both sides of the field, I think will enable him to be much more impactful. Last game, he was just on Morgesh duty constantly, and that really put him on the back foot and really didn't allow him to play Kwong to his strengths, finding tethers, finding team fights, and finding pickoffs.
Yeah, purple buff picked up for Fatal Barrage. She's looking for Itchy Heartache in the mid lane here. The green buff is going to explode. I don't know if it's really going to give his position away, but Itchy Heartache knows, hey, there's a green buff down. I got to be careful here. Let's see if they can make a play off of this in the mid lane. I don't think they're going to. Boulders pulled. They are an Itchy Heartache. They're going to get some damage out, but I just don't think they have the cleanup potential. Subjugate onto Taurino, though, Shane.
Yeah.
He's going to rift away. He is so low. Do they have an R2000?
Does he have an R2000? Yeah. If he does, he has the knockup, and Faded's going to get the kill.
Wow. Good job.
Go. First blood going over to Spectre. This game is a very big switch up from the last one, Notch. We're at 3 minutes and only 1 kill. What's happening? I thought there's supposed to be like 20 at this point. But Spectre playing a little bit cleaner, and it's paying off for him thus far. Good pickup.
Spectre playing cleaner. They're also already going to take a tier 1 tower. This tier 1 tower, has got like, all they got to do is sneeze on it at this point, and it's going to fall. Mr. Guru trying to do what he can to defend it. He's just going to back off and let it fall. It's only 4 minutes into the game. Losing a tier 1 tower this early really isn't the end of the world for the offlaner. Just allow that mini wave to come to your tier 2, and you freeze up there. They continue to get aggressive. 4 minutes into the game, ultimates aren't online. The jungler isn't going to have it full of kit available to him. Do they try to pressure this tier 2 tower and really say, Arctic Wolves, listen, we know what you guys did last game. We have an answer, and we're just going to come back and be twice as aggressive as you were.
So they're on the side. They are on the Dusk side, which means they have the inherent map advantage of being in closer proximity to the Raptors than their opponent. I would love to see them continue to apply pressure on this left side of the map, try to mitigate Kwong's presence, make him essentially be in the position that Colombian Gamer was in last game, where he's not able to really show up to fights and get initiations, do what Kwong does best.
Right.
Turn him into okay, well, I have to protect my towers, I have to do wave cleanup, which Kwong does okay, but that's not a position you want him in. At the same time, it forces response out of the jungler or Fatal to be on the weak side of the jungle, not be always constantly farming in the strong side, and that then opens up invasions on top of that. So I really like this this green buff invasion here. Spectre is the one really dictating the flow of this match thus far, and consequently, they're going to pick up the green buff and pick up a kill on the Fatal Barrage. 5 minutes in, only level 3 on a Rampage, If they can keep Rampage under leveled, use that, and maybe continue to push towers prior to the Raptor buff spawning, they really can get themselves an excellent foothold. And that's what they're going to do right here. Not only are they picking up the green buff, they're just clearing the jungle out completely. I absolutely love this. Now, what I would love to see here is them swing over to the left lane, clean out the weak side, and apply pressure on the Kwang. We'll see what the next decision is. Nonetheless, it's still Spectre in full control.
Clear out the jungle, clear out the Amber Link, pick up a kill. Talrino trying to get a little bit of damage onto Revenant there. Revenant is just going to walk out, phase with the energy lance, say, "Hey, look, we're still here. I've got him protected. Don't get crazy, buddy. Don't get crazy." Rotating back to this tower to keep this tier 1 tower up. Like I said, because they have that advantage of the Orb or the Raptor Pit. I'm sorry, not the Orb Prime. The Raptor Pit. They don't have to switch lanes. If Colombian Gamer can defend this lane effectively and allow these guys to push very hard in this lane, you turn Feng Mao. I'm sorry. You turn. My screen just went haywire and it cut out. Awesome. That's great. You turn the Kwang, Mr. Guru, into basically what we saw Colombian Gamer last game. Just he's not able to do anything. He's not able to push. Fatal Barrage is going to have to spend a lot of attention in this lane, Shane. And if he has to overcommit in this lane to stop this, this allows Twin Blast to continue to hopefully push. But again, with Fatal Barrage having to focus on this lane, it opens up the rest of the map for the rest of the team. Faded Ren is in trouble here. They're trying to get a slow onto Talrino. Faded Ren just one more boulder. It is going to miss. Faded Ren is very low.
You think he's
Burden
down?
Is there.
The heal. Got him. It's the
heal.
black buff. The black buff on Talrino was the difference maker there. He only needed one more auto attack. The damage over time pretty much negating any heals coming out from phase. So good solo kill from Talrino. Well played.
With the change to phase, her healing was done in 2 seconds, Shane. It used to be more bursty. They changed it to where the healing happens over 4 seconds. So that heals it's not as strong as it once was. So yeah, black buff negating that. Colombian Gamer, he's in a lot of trouble here. So this is Survivor and Crazy Bull said, you know what? If you guys are going to get aggressive in this lane, we're going to get aggressive in this lane. This tier 2 tower is going to fall.
They're going to pick up a tier 2 tower. Yeah.
Almost. The video is there.
Oh, I thought they were going to get it there.
I think it was so close. Faded Red's rotating now, though. They got to be careful.
They're going to keep it alive. Barely, yeah, I agree. They're barely going to keep it alive. In a situation where both offlaners are getting pressured quite a bit, which both of them are, I have to say Feng is much more comfortable in that position. He can defend towers a little bit better, and he gets much more out of farm than I would say than that of Kwang. Don't get me wrong, Kwang can go a long way with a lot of farm, but Feng Mao is just he can be turned almost into like a late game assassin if he gets ahead and farm with his ultimate. Or we also can see tank Maos. That's not that uncommon as well. We don't see this hero very often, but one of the beauties of this hero is he's such a versatile hero. He can be played in different ways. Colombian Gamer really hasn't been revealing of what style of Feng Mao he wants to play. A Thunder Cleaver can be picked up to do a lot of split push and increase wave clear. If he wants to start building into some tempered plates, he can be more of a tank Mao with supplemental damage, or he can go assassin Mao. We'll have to see as the game goes on here, but I think probably within the next 5 minutes or so, as he gets his cards, it'll start to reveal what style he's going to go with.
Right now, he's going healer Mao, Shane. He's got 3 healer tokens activated. Just all the healer tokens.
That's good too. That's good too.
The strength of the healer token. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Talrino, what's he doing? He's just hanging out. Issuing him or hanging out. 9 minutes in. Hanging out. This game is so different than the game number 1. I was so expectant as we first loaded into this game. I'm like, all right, we're gonna have constant action, constant guys fighting each other, go 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 go. But both of these teams, we're probably like, let's take a step back and see if we
can the draft.
Slow it down a little bit. I don't think so. Both of these drafts had pretty early game. I mean, Fatal just needs level 3 to get kills. Gideon, he's one of the best early game mid laners that exist. Maybe other than, I would even say he is like the strongest mid laner. Once he hits level 5 and level 8, the work he can get done is unparalleled. On the other side of the field, you still have Revenant. I mean, it's Severog to do a lot of damage. I'm surprised we haven't seen more action, but you can tell these teams after game number 1, I wouldn't be surprised if that game was just tiring and exhausting for them. They're like, let's just slow it down a bit and maybe we can take a break. And both of these guys pretty much mirroring each other's actions.
Raptors coming into play 10 minutes and 25 seconds into the match. Fatal Barrage is going to have to pop that ultimate in order to stay alive. The damage is just a little bit too much for him. We did see positioning. Faded Red is here, Shane.
He charged in to try to get a Colossal Blow, but the Delta Split coming out from Arctic was very good. There's the first black hole of the game, but Taurino was being forced to sit inside of a Make It Rain down to half HP, and it really didn't get that much work done. 1 for 1 thus far. Survivor was isolated here. Fada was able to pick up that kill, but he's got to be careful he doesn't get taken out by Colombian Gamer. Malik on the Revenant, uses the Obliterate, gets the kill over on the Taurino as well. 2 for 3, favoring that of Spectre. Spectre continue to come out of these fights ahead with especially a very important kill for Revenant. He picked up yet another kill, 2-0-0, while Twin Blast, while Survivor, not really having as much momentum as you would expect at this stage of the game. Only 1 Raptor was taken here, but I don't think either of these teams are in healthy enough state to pick up these Raptors. It's early. Both the teams are going to be back on the field, and they're both going to try to stabilize and reset their waves.
Yeah, like only 1 Raptor taken, so we're not going to see the respawn timer pop up for the Raptors yet. So until they kill all 3 Raptors, it will stay like that until the other 2 are killed. That fight favors Team Spectre so much with allowing Malik to pick up 2 kills. He's 2-0-0, like you said, 17 card power. Survivor has been farming a little bit more effectively when it comes to minions, but only by about 12 creep score, so it's not huge. The strength of Twin Blast is the fact that he's building into those early Mad Zone gems. At 15 card power, if you build 3 of those, that gives you, is it 60 speed? 16 speed on top of the 90 additional card power you can get out of that. So it gives you quite a little power boost. But we are seeing ability penetration early game on Revenant because of his Obliterate and his Scar. So he's picked up 3 meltdowns, which is going to give him ability bend and power shade. So when he uses that Obliterate, it's going to basically be true damage because there's not enough armor on these guys.
Right, yeah.
So he's going to be dealing quite a bit of damage with that Obliterate. But again, that fight favors Spectre so much more than the engagements we saw them take in the last game.
That build, the Meltdown build on Revenant, I expect him to use his ultimate Reckon very, very early into these fights, because that's where you get the most value of that Colombian Gamer. Reaping dashes forward, but he right there, Taurino comes in from the river and gets a full duration black hole off. The aggression coming out from Colombian Gamer, it was decisive, but unfortunately was not really, didn't think it out too well and gets punished hard. Nonetheless, they still are able to take that fight, even with the big black hole from Taurino, and Faded with Itchy are trying to do a little bit of a pincer maneuver. Survivor and Crazy Fool splitting ways, hoping both of them can get away. Survivor's okay underneath his tier 2 tower, but it's Crazy Fool who's in a lot of trouble. Look at Twin Blast almost trying to, he gets the kill onto the phase. Malik is pretty low as well. If Crazy Fool can get a stun here, maybe Survivor can dash forward. It's the black buff. Survivor has the black buff. That's where all that damage came from. I was going to say, we're here at 13 minutes and 37 seconds. And I thought for sure Arctic Wolves were going to take that fight decisively off the heels of Taurino's black hole, but Spectre was able to split apart, re-engage, and find a little bit more that I think even they were expecting.
Yeah, I mean, much better game coming out of Spectre than what we saw in the first time. Yes, Crazy Fool and these guys look, they're going to make a push down the mid lane here. Itchy Heartache in a lot of trouble. He's going to get hit with the stasis bomb plus the ultimate. He is going to fall. Colombian Gamer rotates in, trying to do what he can to pick up a kill on Mr. Guru, but he's got to be careful here. Tower is dealing damage onto the enemy here. Colombian Gamer still getting aggressive. Mr. Guru is going to go ahead and pop that shield. And Colombian Gamer just pushed them off that tier 1 tower, kept the tier 1 tower alive. But Itchy Heartache, a good combo out of Team Spectre, or I'm sorry, good combo out of Arctic Wolves there, being able to land that tether into the stasis bomb, into an ultimate, into all of that damage coming out of Survivor. Tier 1 tower doesn't fall, but they pick up a kill, and they rotate over. Raptors were picked up. Raptors will be back up, Shane, 1 minute 46 seconds here. So, Team Spectre doing what they need to do this game, Shane. They're being decisive. They're looking for engagements. They've pretty much, I want to say that they've got the kill advantage. It's 7-6. It's not huge. They're a little bit behind in farm, but it's not anything that's drastic or game-changing as of this moment in time. I want to see them prioritize ganks a little bit more, look for the pickups on Crazy Fool, and Fatal Barrage. He's only level 7, Shane. He doesn't have that tankiness. He doesn't have the resistance that you want to see out of a Rampage, and he's an easy target to blow up really quick. And if they can deny him for popping his ultimate at the start of a team fight, because the regen takes a little while to come in, to play after he ults, they'll be able to take him off the map and turn every engagement into a 4v5 relatively quickly.
And you talked about in game number 1 how if you can get Fatal on the back foot, he really is one of those sort of players who's known for just constantly rotating across the map. If you can sort of make him feel uncomfortable, then you're going to find yourself in a good situation. Fatal drops the boulder up into the skies. Doesn't drop it, he throws it up there, and he drops down Howitzer Itchy Heartache off of the field. Itchy, not quite having as flashy of a game in here than we saw previously, but still, he still got 3 kills to his names. But also at the same time, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, 3 deaths as well. Economically, though, taking a look at the numbers as a whole, Spectre's not that far behind. When you take a look at the farm on Survivor, he's actually well ahead. There's Taurino. There is a big black hole. Faded's trying to get out of it, but that extra snare makes it so difficult. The green buff means he was able to take up all the damage. He was isolated, but there was no follow-up from the black hole after the fact. Arctic Wolves has still taken out 2 heroes. Itchy Heartache once now phased to go down. There's a big Fury of the Heavens coming in. Wasn't expecting that. Mr. Guru from the sidelines almost gets down Faded. Faded was so tanky in that situation. They finally are able to take down the boss of Sevarog. Can they push down this tier 2 tower? Mr. Guru, low on health and mana. Fatal very low as well. Does not have that ultimate online. They are going to decide to sound the horns of retreat. But nonetheless, as they retreat away, they're feeling good and are starting to even this game up a little bit in terms of pound-to-pound team fighting.
Yeah, I like the aggression coming out of them. They realize, you know what, guys, we've been letting them dictate this fight. Not anymore. Let's push this tier 1 tower down. That's what they do.
Yep.
Fatal Barrage kind of hung back a little bit, Shane. They used the Energy Lance on him and the Subjugate. He popped his ultimate. Crazy Fool landed a big 4-man containment fence. Taurino came in, landed that massive black hole onto 3 targets. They're able to pick up 2 kills. They pick up the kills. They deal some tower damage to the tier 2 tower, and then they rotate and they pick up the Raptors for Survivor. Really good swing and momentum for Arctic Wolf, sitting at 30 card power. He picked up 2 kills out of that. He's 3-1-4. And those Raptors, I mean, what a shift in the momentum of this fight. It went from Spectre having a good match and be like, oh, these guys can take this, into saying, oh, God, we're on the back foot again. And that's exactly what happened. They're on the back foot. They're playing from behind.
Yeah, Survivor this game, he's got it all. He's got a card experience lead. He's 3-1-4, ahead in CS as well. He's got soda, he's got fruit, he's got water, he's got hot dogs. He's got it all, my man. Sausage peppers. Survivor is just cleaning the clock of his opponent thus far, and it's great play out of him. And he's becoming a massive issue. Just 3 grenades, and all of a sudden, I tried to get it in there. I tried to get it in there. But he really has been cleaning the clock of his opponent, and right now the grenade spam from Survivor is going to be just 3 grenades, and all of a sudden, if he gets 2 people on that, whoever is inside of that is going to find themselves in very troubled waters.
Fatal Barrage lands a stun.
Hot dog water.
Itchy Heartache. Itchy Faded. Fatal Barrage is in a lot of trouble here. They do end up collapsing on him. He's going to pop that ultimate. He's going to try and leap away. Subjugate is not there, but that colossal blow back into the fight. Taurino
there's the black hole trying to give it to him. And he's not going to be able to find any secured kills off of that. I thought with the root that would be the case. Survivor comes in, gets the kill. Fatal very low. He just picks up the boulder. He just throws it at the air. He's so angry. You can't kill me. Here's a boulder to celebrate that he's going to be able to get away. Team Spectre. Survivor came in, threw some grenades, got some kills, and Arctic Wolves are looking great. Left side of the map here. Malik and FaZe are pushing down this tower, but the response is there. Mr. Guru and Crazy Fool are going to keep their hopes, dreams, but more importantly, Jump Pad is still alive. Over here in the jungle, Survivor has caught out Faded. He's going to be able to narrowly get away with just a little bit of health. If it wasn't for that blue buff picked up, he could have been taken out. But when you're this far ahead on a carry, you can do things like this. Casually walk into your opponent's jungle, pick up your green buff, and this economical lead has given such a giant swing of momentum over to Arctic Wolves that they're going to be able to get away with these almost haphazard plays. And I like that they're doing that because that means they recognize the lead that they have.
Yeah, the fact that Fatal Barrage survived that with 60 health, he should have fallen there. You see the regen come out. You see his ability to land boulders and stuns, and the collapse from Arctic Wolves in that engagement there is really what set that apart. Columbia Gamer came in. He tried to make something happen, but he was just blown up. the lead, Shane, 37 card power to 28. He's starting to get crit online. He's sitting at 32% crit. He's got his Blade of Agora with the 100% crit bonus online. Twin Blast is going to be a problem. Faded Ren is really going to need to focus on that backline. I would say Revenant can do it with Reckoning and be able to isolate him, but being this far behind in a 1v1 engagement, Twin Blast wins that fight.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with that economically. Now 10 points ahead over a Revenant. And don't forget, that's even more significant due to the fact that you expect Revenant to be, if he's deprived of farm, maybe even with the opponent's carry. If he has even farm, a little bit of head, then this situation, a 10-point discrepancy between a Revenant and another carry is much more significant than what meets the eye because of how he normally gets extra card experience boost there. So this Meltdown build, I think it has merit to it, but when you're from behind, I don't know if that's the type of build you want to be going here. Faded is caught out. He's in the boulder tower, and he uses the black hole to try to keep him up, but he is able to escape away. Again, seems like Faded is always able to narrowly get out of fights. Itchy Hearted Caddy used the Make It Rain to get himself, to allow his teammates to get away, but as of right now, he is just getting isolated. Survivor might be getting a little bit too aggressive. He gets taken out underneath the tier 2 tower. He was trying to find a kill on the Itchy Hearted or maybe pick up Faded, but simply wasn't the case. Arctic was... They have a lead, don't get me wrong, but they are playing a little bit too ahead of themselves, and 2 very important kills over the side of Team Spectre. What can they get done with this?
Yeah, Revenant rotated in. He reckoned it was time for Decker to die. He picks up the kill onto Decker there. He picks up the kill onto Decker there. I think that what they're going to get out of this, Shane, is the ability to reset their lanes, spend their card power, stabilize on the map. They're not, I don't think they're going to make a play for Raptors here. Raptors are up. Of course, Orb Prime is up as well. But it just gives them that ability to restabilize, and that's the most important.
I agree, especially when the number of exchanges have just simply not been going their way at all. Imperium Mask now picked up by Mr. Guru, a very undervalued card, but I think really is almost built for a hero like Kwang, who can, at a moment's notice, be defensive with his on-demand mitigation, or get aggressive with his Fury of the Heavens, Tether, so on and so forth. He's he's going to look for a Tether. They know he's here, though. There's a ward right there. They know about it. He is tethered. Malik, I think if he went... I think there was an opportunity there for Arctic Wolves. If Malik got Fury of the Heavens, there really wasn't much peel there. But instead, they're going to fall back, putting more priority onto the Raptors. And still, a good play nonetheless. I was hoping for the aggressive play, but they're still going to be smart, concise, and get the economical boost over, once again, picking up the Raptors. Spectre knew about it, but there's not much they could do about it. A little bit late to the party. Colombian Gamer, on the other side of the field, is just now rotated to this team fight. So this is a 5v4 right here. Faded is taking up all the damage, but he can only take so much before he's forced to, once again, retreat. Ventilate being used. They can't seem to ever kill this Sevarog. He's always barely able to get away. Mr. Guru, if he lands a tether, might be able to pick up a kill. Feng Mao is now about to show up to the party, but the party is already well into the boulder hole. That was close. That was close. There was some pucker going on right there from Faded. They continue to chase. There's the stasis bomb. Oh, no. Taurino misses the torn space, but that's okay. They finally are able to take down Faded. Faded has been so elusive this game. He always tanks up and soaks up so much damage, and right at the moment he needs to, escapes with just the slimmest of health. And Arctic Wolves, they were getting tired of it. They put a lot into it. They take him off the field. 38-second power play here. What to do, though? I think they're a little bit too wounded for Orb Prime, and Colombian Gamer actually did set the right wave prior to showing up to that other side of the map. So that's going to force Survivor off to the other side of the field and maybe take a little bit of an advantage over to Team Spectre. Good knockup right there for Itchy Hearted. He has not had as breakout of a performance in game number 2 as we saw in the previous game. Tried to get something going there. Not going to be the case, as Crazy Fool's going to rocket jumps over to the tier 2 tower. But all the meanwhile, though, Arctic Wolves took a fight. They took an advantage, but they didn't really get that much done to it, because just a good map control coming out from Spectre, despite the fact that they lost it.
The importance of setting lanes right there. If that lane wasn't set, you allow Survivor and Arctic Wolves to push down the tier 1 tower. But instead, we don't want to lose our jump pads at 25 minutes into the game. We have an advantage. Let's keep this advantage. Survivor has to back off, reset this lane. It's going to give him some free farm because he's just going to push these minions down. Colombian Gamer does have the purple buff. I don't know if Survivor's here. Colombian Gamer has to be careful because this is a massive minion wave for him to fight into. And Crazy Fool shows up. The Colombian Gamer Does he have the card power to blow this guy up, Shane? He's got a stinger boost online.
I don't think so.
I don't know if he has the potential to be
Not
able to
with how farm Survivor is. Not with how farm Survivor is. Survivor could just 1v1 Colombian Gamer loses. Because of how far ahead he is. I mean, you have 30 card points on a Feng Mao to the 46 of Twin Blast, 47. That was 17-point card discrepancy. I don't care how good your hero is at killing carries. You can't go into that. You're going to get punished. But obviously, Crazy Fool was looming in the background as well. So maybe he was hoping for an opportunity. But I think if Colombian Gamer was to go into that, that would have been a mistake. Yeah. Even if Colombian Gamer played that perfectly, Reaping Dash, got the damage from it, the auto attack, his finger boost, the ultimate, so on and so forth. Survivor is just, at this point, raid boss status. Also has picked up, I know, a card that you favor quite a bit on carries. The Hemorrhage is online for him, so expect even more damage output coming out.
It is the quenching scales.
The quivering gales, the quenching scales.
It is the quenching scales of carries. High risk, high reward. Benefit of this card, gives you lifesteal, it gives you attack speed. When you activate it,
health, and he needs it now. Uses the Teleblink, Stasis Gem, allowed his Teleblink to come online, and he was barely able to get out of harm's way right there. If Subjugate was on point, probably would have died, but unfortunately Fade just miscalculated it and allowed an easy one to slip out of their hands.
Tower is going to fall. Was that a tier 1 tower? Damn tier 1 tower. Pesky tier 1 tower still up 26 minutes into the game. Fade and Rend.
I love the re-engagement. Taurino thought he got out of a gank, so he was going to be okay. But then they immediately jump back inside of the jungle, invade, and find a kill over to Taurino. Faded has been playing so well this game. He's always going into fights. Colossal Blow onto Kwong. The follow-up damage needs to be there. He is able to get away as he was stunned up. The tether is there to Faded as well. Subjugate landed, but there just wasn't enough damage. If Kwong went down right there, that could have been massive for them. Oh my, actually, there's a really important kill. Malik taken off of the field as well. It's actually, it's just Survivor and Crazy Fool. They said, all right, you're going to invade our jungle? Well, guess what? We're going to invade yours, and we're going to pick off your Revenant. With this wave already pushing down, I don't think Spectre is going to be here in time to respond to this, and they might lose their tier 2 tower in the left lane.
Itchy Heartache is at 50% health. He's got to be careful trying to engage on this. Survivor basically 2-shot. He hit a grenade and double tapped. Double tapped Remnant down. There's a stun down. He doesn't have the mana, but he's got that crit online. There's the pull to keep him safe.
Pulls him, knock up. The thing is, Itchy doesn't have mana. If Itchy had enough mana for an ultimate, that would have been massive. But here comes a reinitiation from Faded. Colossal Blow up against the wall. But the follow-up, Colombian Gamer now just showing up to the party. If he was there right away, imagine a Colossal Blow into a 2-man Earth Shatter from Colombian Gamer. That would have been a big play for them. Survivor uses the Torn Space. Faded blinks for him with the Stab Link. Colombian Gamer's here as well as their hamstring and auto attack. Is Survivor going to be able to... Oh, he does get swiped down right there. He almost pulled off the moves, but was just barely taken out by the nick of the halberd coming out from Colombian Gamer on Feng Mao. And they continue to go at each other here. Faded Ren doesn't have much mana right at this point. All he can do is just swing his hammer around and do some damage. It's Colombian who's now switched up to the front line here. Taurino's got to be careful. Yes, he is highly mobile, but so is Faded Ren with a Stab-Link. Stasis Gem. Is there mana for a Subjugate? I don't think there is. He's going to be shielded up right there. Does Taurino actually have an Honor the Pure? Oh, no, it's a Nanoplasm. Or a Bubble Tap, rather, is what he's used there. So very defensive build for Taurino is enabling him to stay alive in a situation I think otherwise he would have got taken out in. Survivor got... The big thing is there is a Twin Blast was taken out.
So Twin Blast was taken... They had a good momentum shift there. They picked up some kills. They picked up Crazy Fool. They picked up Survivor. And then, in all honesty, they wasted their time running through the jungle trying to pick up kills. The correct play for those guys, after you have the carry and the support down, is go for the Orb Prime. You have the damage. You have the health. You have the ultimates. You have the mana. Make a play on the Orb Prime. Put yourself back in favor. On this map, open up a little bit of control. So they gave themselves an advantage, and then they wasted it by running through the jungle blindly looking for kills. And that may sound harsh, guys, but that's the sad reality of it, is they wasted it. And now they've opened up the fact for Team Arctic Wolves to pick up this Orb Prime.
Mr. Guru pulled the do-si-do. He had his sword down at the Orb Prime, went to the complete other side of the field, forced a 2-man rotate onto him, and the moment he saw that many people dedicated to try to kill him, he ulted back to the Orb Prime, and they were able to pick up the Orb Prime. That was actually really well done. I'm surprised we don't see that done more often, where the Kwong casually shows up on the other side of the field, forces a response, and then ults back to the Orb Prime. That was well done, and now Arctic was they've got themselves a prime card here. Are they going to be able to get this 2-0? Because Spectre is performing much better overall in this state of the game, but unfortunately, I don't think it's still quite enough. It's still a 16-point card experience lead for Survivor. Now with the prime card online, Survivor is going to be doing so much damage that even with the quickest of reaction times coming out from Spectre, I don't know if they're going to be able to keep their hopes and dreams alive here. They're going to have to make a really big play.
Yeah, they have to make a massive defense here. Pick up a kill on the Crazy Fool. Crazy Fool looks like he's baiting him out. Hey, follow me, guys. I've got 2 over here. Keep following me. And they are. They're gonna keep following. They see it. They're trying to make something happen here.
Fade is in the front lines, but he's just gonna get taken out. The damage from Survivor is too much. If the prime card wasn't online, that could have been beautifully done. He actually landed a 2-man subjugate onto Crazy Fool and Survivor, but that would have forced his team through the choke point, and they did not want to do that, especially with Taurino eagerly waiting for any opportunity to get a black hole. Front line down for Team Spectre. I think this may be it. This is a huge power play coming out. Taurino moving forward. He does have a teleblink. The Reckoning used on a Taurino to take him out of the equation, but the moment he comes out of that, he's going to be able to just take down this inhibitor. That's exactly what's happening. Fatal's in the enraged form, just trying to be a distraction. The inhibitor is the objective, and after the inhibitor is going to be the core. Right side, Mr. Guru split pushing, transitioning to mid lane, Survivor caught out. If he gets the snare, Colombian Gamer, can he pull something off? Stasis bomb to peel, as well as the slow. So they're trying to do all the damage. Taurino uses the black hole on the phase. They overextended, they saw Survivor. Their eyes got bigger than their stomach, and now they're getting torn apart. Colombian Gamer uses the ultimate out of desperation. He's the lone survivor, but not for very long as he gets taken out. Ladies and gentlemen, Arctic Wolves, even though they were down in the earliest stages of the game and Spectre was looking good, their best wasn't good enough. Arctic Wolves are going to take this 2-0, and there we go. Moving on to the semifinals, Arctic Wolves have made it.
That was... that's all going to come back to that misplay chasing kills through the jungle for me.
I agree. I agree.
Team Spectre had the opportunity to open up map control, to open up this game, and they had a huge misplay by chasing those kills. They then followed Crazy Fool to basically their death, with Faded Red being picked up pretty quickly. The split push coming out from Kwong, Arctic Wolves played that very well. They pick up that game. They move on to the semifinals tomorrow. Congratulations to them. I want to see